welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm excited to have you. Before we do anything else, subscribe because you want to be here. You want to get notified every time I have a new video out. This is a place where we talk all things fashion, all things lifestyle, and all things finance. Okay, today I wanted to do a quick Monday motivation video, and I wanted to talk about well, I don't really have a proper title for it, to be honest, but it's about fashion, sort of. How you look, how you show up when you have an appointment or when you're going to see somebody. It's important to look nice. It's important to look your best, because how you show up sort of communicates the level of respect that you have for a specific occasion, for a specific person. Also, it impacts how people see you, really, like the impression that they get of you. So I always say, look nice. I know I hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm not fashionable, I don't do such things. Me, when I'm going to a wedding, I just wear my ripped jeans and a t-shirt. It might be okay for you, it might be comfortable for you, but what impression are you giving the people around you? I mean, this generation has made such a big deal about not caring what people think, but when you're in the business space, when you're in your career space, even just life in general, it does matter to a certain extent what people think about you. Think about this. You go, you call somebody for an interview, they show up at your office, hair undone, and they haven't even kept their hair, they look rough, they look like they were out last night, they show up, can't even bother to dress up in a suit. What is that saying to you as a potential employer, as a potential person who's supposed to spend money on this thing, this person? Clearly, like, I know I would be like, okay, this is disrespectful. You couldn't even bother to bath correctly. And when we talk about looking nice and looking your best, it's not about how expensive what you're wearing looks. It's about how neat. I'll emphasize that. We know loads of times where we have worn thrifted things, we have worn second-hand things we've had for 5 years, you re-wear it, but you've ironed it correctly, you've tucked in nicely, you've combed your hair nicely, and you look presentable. You show that you respect yourself, you show that you have discipline with your own body, in which case you can show respect to other people and you can have discipline in your job. So those are aspects that I would like people to think about as you just as you show up. How are you showing up? How you dress says something about you. It says something about your level of discipline. It says something about how seriously you take yourself. It says something also about how you view life in general. I feel like if you can't even take the time to bath, how are you expected to take the time to execute a big project properly? But those are just my thoughts. As I go and as I talk, do feel free to comment in the boxes below, whether you agree with me or you don't, or you have a different perspective. Can we start having conversations around this thing? Okay? I feel also like how you dress says something about where you want to be or where you're going. So many times, especially those of us who are in a very structured, very corporate space, you hear people tell us, don't dress for the job you have, dress for the job you have. Okay, in which case, if I wanted to be, let's say, the governor of the Bank of Zambia, I would dress up in suits all the time because that's expected. Or if it's not suits, then it would be at least something very, very formalized. So how you show up will also say something about where you want to go. And when I say how you show up, I'm talking specifically about your clothes, about your looks, about how you put yourself together. Okay? So I've already mentioned this, how you show up will say something about the respect you have for a person or an occasion. Okay? If I call you, I'm having a little soiree, I'm taking you guys to dinner, show up, you show up in jeans and sleepers, I'll be like, okay, this person doesn't take me seriously at all, or this person has no respect for me at all. So those are aspects that you start to think about as you go along. Again, I want to emphasize that when I talk about how you dress, and how you show up in the physical space. I'm not talking about you going to have designer outfits head to toe. I'm not talking about you going to do professional makeup every day. I'm talking about you just being hygiene, being put together, being hygienic and just being put together, about making an effort to make sure that you look neat. There are certain things that you can do I think I'll do a video about this, how to look instantly polished in 10 steps, tucking in, pulling your hair back, making sure your nails are clean and properly groomed. Those things make you instantly look polished. So I will do another video in the next few weeks to come, and I will actually demonstrate how you can achieve some of these things. For now, that's your Monday motivation. Show up at your best this week going forward, and let me know your thoughts as usual. Do remember to subscribe, do remember to comment, like if you like this sort of content, like this video. Remember to share with your friends and your community so we can build up this space.